Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm trying to find where's my camera. Let me flip you. That's fine. I always realize I'm looking off into the distance, and I probably look kind of funny.
Okay.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
What is Tuesday? What should we call it? Terrific Tuesday? That's so
Yeah,
basic.
find it better.
Yeah, I guess.
Tuesday is one of those like boring days of the week.
Yeah. All right.
It may just be us chickens today.
Did you hear my husband? He said he wants everyone to know it is Cinco de Mayo and it's Tuesday, so most people have Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
And we have a pandemic created by a Mexican beer.
No, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah, tomorrow, babe, not today. Well, we can have Taco Wednesday.
Because Mike's birthday is the 6th. That's how I always know when the 5th.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, what's today?
Today
The
is
4th.
Cinco de Mayo. No, it isn't. It's the 5th.
Oh yeah, that's right. Today is Cinco de Mayo. It's the 5th. Yesterday was May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Girl, you better hope you have his present already. You're a day behind her.
All right. So our peeps are shuffling in here.
No, not us. We don't do things like that. How do we even have a single lip gloss or lipstick in this bin? Are you kidding me?
All right. B's in the house.
Hey, B.
Hi, Debbie.
I guess we're going with red.
And there's Miss Deb.
Ravishing
Hi,
Red.
Debbie. Almost finished up.
Here.
Well, you've been there, so you'll remember it. Hey, Buffy.
All right. Okay, so as you can tell by the thumbnail for our stream today, we're going to do things a little bit different today. Instead of doing episode by episode.
And from here on out.
Yes.
Yes, but first we have breaking AHS news. Yes, Debbie, I must have been looking at the wrong calendar. Because we should have done anyway.
You were looking at last year's calendar.
Probably.
So Ryan Murphy was speaking with The Wrap, which is a news service for the entertainment industry. And he told everyone, or the reporter he was talking to at the time, that this year American Horror Story is not going to film. He may film a different season at the end, but the script that he wrote for this year was very weather specific, and they were supposed to start in March, and that's not going to be able to happen. As we can tell just from the little hints he threw, he needs something very gloom and doom, like maybe New England coast and a lot of fog.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like old New England coast with
Exactly.
like, you have the storms.
And he said it's so important. The weather plays such an important role in the season that he wrote for this year that he is not going to be able to shoot this season. So now he's deciding whether, and he doesn't know because no one's given him any information of when to start again. So he says, when they say we can start up again, then I'll decide to either do a different script or just push it to next year.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling we're not going to see anything this year. What do you guys think?
We're not. They're not going to be able to start filming again until next year. Easily.
Yeah. What do you think, BRT, Buffy, Deb? I don't think we're going to get anything this year.
No, we're not. It's already been stated that we're not going to get anything this year.
He was still hopeful. He said he could maybe do a different script, but then it would be maybe different people, a totally different story, maybe something more campy instead of something more serious. We just don't know. But it's just nice to know we're not going to. It's better to know whether you're going to have it or not, and I would rather know one way or the other than just keep hoping. So I decided to embrace my spirit animal. I didn't have time to crimp my hair.
Okay, so we have decided to change things up a bit, and that's going to happen from here on out. We've decided not to break down every single episode one at a time. So now it's basically going to be like groups of 3, and for the rest of Coven, we've decided it's going to be the most horrific moments and the best WTF moments of the season. And so today we're going to be doing that for episodes 4, 5, and 6.
So we have a bunch of comments here. Buffy saw it yesterday. I saw it this morning. Definitely, Debbie. Next year, East Coast beach theme. Have to wrap before the first for the hurricanes. Yeah, and there are plenty of shows we can look forward to and cover. We were just letting everybody know that unless he does something short and sweet and campy, but
Did we lose you, Di?
Oh no!
For a second. Okay.
Did I go away?
You did for a second.
Right now, the universe, who knows what anything's going to happen.
Well, yeah. With everything that's going on right now, I don't foresee us actually being able to get anything new until next year, probably.
We just have to see the way the world works. I mean, the whole world is all fucked up right now.
Yeah. 15 messages. What did I miss?
Huh?
In the chat.
Oh.
Is that from Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, you read it?
Yeah, he's running a little late.
He's running a little late.
Okay.
He'll let me know. So,
yeah.
Should we get this party started? What do you think?
Sounds good to me, ladies.
All righty.
I'm pushing buttons on the computer. Not good. I don't want to be censored throughout the episode. Di hasn't seen it.
That's right. Yes, she's in the censor box.
I'm the censor box?
No,
me. Look.
What's a censor box?
You know when they try to hide people's faces back in the day to just put the black bar over their eyes and you're not.
Oh yeah. Or like over here if you're Madonna.
I'm the censor box. Our little logo over here. I need to drink real quick.
Okay, so Mel, we're going to let you lead since this is
letting you lead this one.
All right.
Since you have all the info,
the juicy gossip.
Yes, you do.
I started on 7. I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to stop now. I just kind of kept going.
I know, I did too. I was doing that too.
Okay.
So we have the fearful prank. We have Halloween.
I was trying to figure out why I was starting with 5, but no, I see 4 here.
Halloween.
Yeah.
What is it? Fearful pranks.
So we open on Halloween night for episode 4, which is titled "Fearful Pranks Ensue." And we open with what year was it? 1961. We open in the year 19. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. So we open in the year 1961. And there's a young black boy riding on his bicycle. Just having a fun day riding on your bike. And a young kid too. Couldn't have even been 12 years old, if that, maybe 12, but probably not. And anyway, so he's riding his bike, and then you see this car come up behind him, and it starts to go a lot faster. And they basically, the gist of it is that these guys run this little boy down, get him off his bike, corner him into like a dead end alleyway or behind houses or whatever, and beat this kid senseless. That's our first most horrific moment. Literally, we open the gate, and it's like in your face, real life racial tension that, this type of stuff has really happened and still happens, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where we're at there. Then we get into, let's see, then the men who killed the boy are then attacked by zombies that Marie Laveau summoned because it was a friend of Marie Laveau's, her little boy that was
And
murdered.
he was going to a school in a different part of town.
It was
Right.
it was an interracial.
They were attempting to integrate,
Yeah.
and they didn't like it, and they hung him up.
Yes.
It was just heartbreaking.
And so anyway, the men who killed him are then attacked by zombies that were, like I said, invoked, summoned, resurrected, whatever you want to call it, by Marie Laveau.
Yeah.
And
She controls the dead.
necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were literally ripped limb from limb. I mean, it was gruesome. And then they were disemboweled.
And then they deserved every bit of it.
Yeah. And then after that, we go back to present day time, where we're at with the girls in the academy. And where were we at? 2013.
Yeah.
And so then our next, not really horrific, but it's definitely a WTF moment. I should have labeled each one just with a W and an H so I would know. But let's see. Oh, then we see Spaulding sitting in his room with his floor to ceiling dolls, and he's sitting having a tea party with his dolls.
Yeah, that was a WTF moment.
And even the look on his face where he's just this kind of devilish grin, like, you're like, what the hell, dude? Back it up. So,
and you notice even his nails are long and everything. It's like he forgot to paint him and everything, but
it's just creepy. The whole thing is just creepy. It's not horrific or anything, but like I said, it's definitely WTF. Because it's just so creepy. It's like, what the hell is this guy doing around all of these young girls? Then the next one we have, this could go either way, horrific or WTF, whichever way you consider it. The next scene that we see, because he's sitting in there with his dolls when he hears the noise and comes down. Right. And this is Fiona and Madison are arguing, and Fiona accidentally slits Madison's throat when she's trying to tell her, kill me. And Madison's telling her, I don't want to. So she kills her. So it was a little gruesome the way it looked. So you could consider it horrific, but I think it was more kind of WTF. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think?
I think it's WTF because
yes, he did refer to the trick-or-treaters as beggars.
Little beggars, yeah.
When she was passing out the candy, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I like that they told her that that's how they were going to keep the evil spirits away. We were going to light the jack-o'-lanterns and hand out candy.
Because the bonfires are gone.
Bonfires. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she called them little beggars and hooligans.
Yeah, she did. Okay. So if I didn't respond to anybody in chat, I apologize because I just turned mine on. But I'm reading, so I can't read all of that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm reading. They're just talking about what we can cover in the summer, and then Dale Queen had his issues and the beggars. Other than that, everybody's just like, Debbie might get something. We were talking about the news. Other than that, we're good.
All right. And then the next moment we have right after that is where we have the aftermath. Oh, and by the way, I want to point out something. I'm not going to get into the whole thing right now because we'll save that for another video, but you guys will know what I'm talking about. We were discussing color and everything with AHS. And we were talking about Fiona and how she just always wears black. She had her Ravish Me red on when she killed Madison.
Yeah, she did.
So right there, I found my color. But anyway. So then the next one we have is basically the aftermath of Queenie being mauled by Bastian after she tried to, have Minotaur sex, which we're not going to get back into that conversation.
No, let's not get back there.
But they don't really show a whole lot or anything. And so it's more WTF rather than horrific, but it is kind of horrific because she was mauled. And then after that, I'm not going to get into what happens. Everybody's seen, just so you guys know, we're assuming everyone has seen these episodes.
Yeah, instead of going through the whole thing, we're just doing highlights.
And we're going to
Things.
talk about specific things that people may have forgotten in specific
Yeah,
types
because we've
of
all
ways.
seen this how many times?
Right. So we want to mix it up. Let's make it more fun. So then after everything happens with that, then we see that Fiona sends Bastian's head to Marie, and that's revealed. Now that was pretty damn horrific looking when she opened that box and you saw that head there. And then
I thought it
knowing
was the hair from India.
it was a person too.
Well, yeah, and it's still, the eyes are blinking and everything else, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
That's something to give you nightmares. So then we have Kyle covered in blood sitting on the bathroom floor, banging his head on the toilet or the bathtub.
Bathtub, yeah.
After he had killed his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when Zoe finds him.
Problem.
But it's because we were talking about how the characters.
No, she finds him there first and then brings him to his mother.
No, but that was before. That was previous episode. This is where she went back to check on him after she'd already given him to his mom, and he'd already killed his mom, and she finds him.
Oh, in his house.
Covered in the blood. Yeah. So that was pretty horrific looking.
And what the fuck? He just killed his mother.
Facial expression.
It was what the fuck for Zoe.
Right.
It was Zoe's what the fuck minute because she thought she was bringing him home to see his mother.
Right. And that's
didn't know
found.
what a kind of
because she walked in and saw the mom, and that's when she then found Kyle in the bathroom. So, let's see. Oh, then we have Hank's infidelity, and then he shoots Kaylee. It was I wrote down side of the head because it is, but it's more like through the cheek.
Through the cheek in a way.
Yeah, he shot her like through the cheek. I'm like, if you want to definitely end someone, I mean, that's gonna hurt, and then you could kill them and everything. But when you want to make sure like a bounty hunter type of thing, that it would be definite.
Well, you would think because shot her on the side of the head, and then like all she did was fall over. Like there was like no major blood splatter, nothing. It's like, wait, you're expecting a bit more.
Yeah, there was no blood splatter, nothing. It's like that you used a silencer, and also it was quiet, which was good.
But right now we don't know why that happened.
I know. We have no.
Like he's having an affair. Why did that happen?
So don't say it yet because we get there. Like I said, everything's in order. So I'm basically telling you guys the episode in order, just by the moment.
Box? Yeah.
What's in the box? Okay, so then we have Spaulding cuts out his own tongue and blames it on Myrtle. That was pretty gruesome, you guys. Oh, I could use the back of that page. I'm being wasteful with paper.
Right in front of Fiona, too.
Well, because that's during a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
And they go back to the old days. And, who's frozen?
Nobody.
Melinda's frozen. Look at her.
Mel?
Melinda?
Figures.
She's totally frozen.
All right. Well.
So we go back to whenever the 60s when they were younger witches. And they're trying to get Spaulding to tell them who killed the other Supreme. What was her name? Oh, what was her name, you guys? The lady with the fun. Anna Lee.
Clayton.
Who killed Anna Lee? And no one's saying anything. And they're plotting to enchant his tongue. So that they'll make him tell the truth. So they go up to find him. And he cut his tongue out. No, we don't. His tongue is gone.
His tongue is gone, but
so they bring him in front of the council, and the council says, "Who cut out your tongue?" And he said, "Myrtle Snow." So that's another what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the rest of the
I know because Mel has the list.
Melinda has the list.
We're gonna have to wait for her to pop back in here.
But then, isn't that when the council shows up then?
Well, yeah, because we had flashbacks.
Because this is the first episode we full on see Myrtle in her Myrtleness.
Oh, I know.
When they walk up to the thing. And to me, that's like, I love all of a sudden, you have Beverly Leslie, that's not his name.
Yeah.
But, And then that's why I wore, because Myrtle's my spirit animal. So I'm wearing these in honor of Myrtle. And the council shows up because they heard that a young witch had gone missing. And Nan called them because she can't hear her anymore.
Yeah, because she can't hear Madison anymore.
So they're all wondering what the fuck is going on.
But then again, you also have Cordelia basically going in and she's admitting to the fact that she went to see Marie and all this other stuff.
Yeah, she comes up and she goes, you know? And she's like, that's right. And you're like, you want to go, shut up, Cordelia. She's like, I went to see Marie. I'm sorry that there's going to be a big war. And Fiona's looking at her like, enough. Why are you, thou doth protest too much. Don't give them more information. Why are they here? It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah.
But then we find out Cordelia went to Marie after Fiona did, and she basically said, you know, you fucked it all up for me. What were some more WTF minutes here? Let's see. Where'd she go? We lost our Melinda.
I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know where she went.
So do you guys have any what the fuck minutes? Mine are more the next episode when
I
the
know.
zombies actually show up.
There's a lot when you think about it, because
I mean, this is the first time you see the council. We know who they are. We know already that there's a rift between Fiona and Myrtle.
well, there's been a riff since they were younger. There's always
we just see it. You see it again.
All right, she's coming back, people. It's funny because right now Mel's got our list, so we're a bit lost without her at the moment.
Yes, yes, Debbie. So, she loves how Cordelia fesses to like 700 crimes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When she didn't need to do anything. They didn't come there to talk to her about what she did to Marie Laveau.
There she is.
It was just, I don't know, it was going really slow. So it was like it kept loading. And then it just cut out. Then I couldn't get it to load anything. Then it cut out again. Then I got it to load.
Okay. So she's back.
Yes. So the one that BRT just did, I think is the next one the acid. You have the list.
No, almost. But yeah, so if that happens again, you guys just do song and dance and entertain everybody for intermission.
Yeah. Well, we just started talking about the council and Cordelia.
Okay, so then the next thing that happens, we see Marie Laveau doing a summoning ritual to call the dead. Similar to what she had done at the beginning of the episode. Sorry, I ran up the stairs so I'd have signal. I'm out here, so I'll have more signal. Mm-hmm. We saw her do that when the little boy had died, the young boy. But now she's pissed about Bastian. So now she's coming after Fiona and all her girls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then we get back into that again because there's more stuff. We go back to it. There's more stuff that happens.
Yeah.
We're doing those multiple plot things right now.
Right.
So, but then we see Spalding's doll tea party while he's in women's clothing or women's nightgown and a bonnet. And then we see a dolled up Madison's dead body. Because Fiona had told, because he saw Fiona slit Madison's throat. And then he cleaned it up for Fiona like he did the last time.
Like everything else. Yeah.
And because he loves her. And he even told her, we saw that in the flashback, that he absolutely loves her. And those were going to be the last words that he said to anybody. So he's very loyal to Fiona. So yeah, but now he has Madison's dead body dolled up, and not to mention he has makeup on her, like clown looking makeup.
I know.
He has like her stuff in her hair, like her hair looks orange and stuff. I don't know if it was
a dress from like the 20s.
Yeah.
With all the lace.
It was really
and he's wearing a bonnet.
He has the bonnet on and everything.
He has the bonnet and he's wearing the nightgown and stuff, and you're just like, okay, what is up with this guy?
This is where you go, what the fuck? Where's Michael? Damn it. This is where he should say, "What the fuck?"
I know, but
What the fuck?
Thank you, guys. Thank
you.
you.
He's busy doing something else at the moment. He will be here when he can.
I know. I'm giving him shit.
What deleted? Okay, so Debbie said we were robbed of a deleted sex scene. Which when is he a pedophile or not a pedophile? Necrophiliac.
See, I always felt like he did do that, but they just didn't show it to us. Honestly, that's how I've always perceived it, is that he did. Because when the girls get him and they're saying stuff to him, they say something to him about him sleeping with her or something.
Oh, this is Shirley Temple Doll.
Yeah.
But even later on, when they ask him, why did you do it? And Nan is reading his thoughts. She says she takes his thoughts and condenses them, and she said sex.
Yeah, sex.
Like he wanted to have sex with it. He's a necrophiliac.
Yeah,
and he has no reason to lie at this point, because it's not about Fiona. He's not protecting her. They know what he did. They found the body. They caught him.
Exactly.
But now he does try to hide his thoughts.
Take care of that. She wasn't specific on how he
what to do with it.
She said bury her deep so that when the flowers come up this spring.
You're right. Yes, she did.
She told him to bury her out in the yard, not bring her upstairs for a tea party and a little.
No, he decided that would be more fun.
I guess he wanted a living doll or something, but
I don't know.
Wow.
And then right after that is when we get Cordelia getting acid thrown in her face while she's in the restroom at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Or the bar. It was a restaurant or a bar. It could have been both.
Yeah, she was with Fiona, and Fiona was trying to become a mother to her and try to tell her she was wrong or whatever. And Cordelia was like, fuck you. You don't care about anybody else but yourself. And you've never been there for me.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Then we had the whole acid attack, which the makeup.
The only thing we see right now about that is that then we see them at the hospital, and then Cordelia yells at Hank when he shows up, and where were you, and blah blah blah, and we know that Hank was just killing old girl, so that's where he was at. But yeah, that's all we missed, and then they cut away from that, and they're still at the hospital and everything. Because then the next thing we get is now all of those undead zombies that Marie Laveau called are now outside Miss Robichaux's cat. Well, no, they're not now outside. They were already outside. But
Natasha?
This because this is the end of the episode. That's what it was. This is when they show up at the academy because Delphine's daughters show up at the door.
Yeah.
Banging on the door.
And that's where
then it ends.
Yeah, and they're all just like standing there in the yard and stuff, and it just ends.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
And so that is what was it?
That's episode 4.
No, I know the next episode. What was that one called though? Fearful Pranks
Ensue, yeah.
And the interesting about this episode was this was written by Jennifer Salt.
Yes.
And when we were doing Murder House, I noticed that she had written one episode, and I absolutely loved it. Oh, thank you. that was Natasha, the kitty, making a special appearance, knocking all my shit over.
Hey,
Mike, what did you miss?
Breaking news.
All right. Di, do you want to recap the breaking news?
Sure. Ryan Murphy spoke to the Wrap Entertainment publication about season 10. And season 10 hinged on having a lot of very kind of stormy, gloomy weather. And he said that they can't shoot it this year. So now he either has to shoot a different type of a script with a whole different group of people maybe, but he can't shoot the one he was going to because of the way the weather was.
Right.
So
we're thinking he wanted something New England.
We're thinking like New England, really
I'm thinking
stormy
like lighthouse type of. something.
And they were all set to start in like the middle of March when it would be really rainy. And then Deb mentioned too that on the East Coast come June comes hurricane season. So you have to be done before then. So it must have been something on the East Coast with a lot of gloomy weather.
Right.
And he's saying now he doesn't know, and he doesn't know if he's going to just push that to 2021. Or if maybe he'll do a different story, which will probably have different people, if he's able to film the end of this year, because right now everybody is on hold.
Right. Everybody until at least January of 2021. So fuck
yeah, there's
you,
no
2020.
production.
You're not getting any new content, but you will from us.
No, there's still shows that are slated. Hopefully they'll still come out.
Yeah, I don't mean like that. I mean like new produced and starring, directed.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Big
We felt like we were
production.
inundated a couple of years ago, all the different streaming services, and now I feel like it's all of a sudden going to be flat.
Right. So that is the breaking.
So that's what it was. And we're just now starting with Burn Witch Burn.
Burn Witch Burn is next.
Actually, I should have put the glasses on for this episode.
Yes.
Okay. So, episode 5 is titled, like you guys said, Burn Witch Burn. Actually, it's more Burn Witch Burn.
Yeah, I know.
If you read the punctuations, they're very specific in here.
They are.
Now this is Halloween night, because we had opened before on Halloween, the beginning of the day and everything.
Okay, hang on one second. Debbie said something really interesting.
She always does.
She always says.
I know. She said they had sex when she was trying to come back. With Spalding?
I could see it because Madison was all about anything, remember? She was shoving anything, everything substance-wise and everything. And
yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't even really come back until she started sleeping with Kyle.
Wow, because that would have been creepy to watch her and Dennis O'Hare.
Well, and it would have been creepy because she would have known at this point that he had her as a doll dead in his room.
That's true. He said, yeah, they had sex when she was trying to feel something. And then Buffy said it wasn't on the extras or deleted scene. Maybe it was just too perverted. Then again,
yeah, we don't really know because
too perverted in this world that we live in AHS anyway.
Very true.
That's crazy. That's fucked up, man. Okay.
Leave it to Debbie to have all the
WTF. Debbie has some insider WTF knowledge.
Yep.
What?
Okay, so we open it's Halloween night, and it's 1883. We now see Delphine throwing a lavish party, and she takes people into her back room to have them, her house of horrors.
Yes.
And have them, see if they're strong enough to get through her house of horrors, if they're man enough.
And be with her daughter.
Right. And so we have a pot that she lifts up, and inside of it, they don't show you right then. He has to feel it and tell her what it is. But they show a flash of what it was and where it came from, and you see it was the eyes of slaves that she had poked out or plucked out.
Oh, she didn't pluck them out. She ripped them out.
Well, right. Well,
and the guy that was feeling it said, "It must have taken you all day to peel these grapes."
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she lifts what looks like a serving tray of sorts. Like it was a squared serving tray. And we see then that and the guy doesn't want to do it. He won't do it. Like he freaks out. And then he asks her question, and so she shows him, and you see that it's intestines. And then we see the flash of her ripping out. I'm sorry.
Disemboweling.
Well, how do you want to say it? That ripping out. They were going to town.
All I have to say is, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a combination. That's actually both.
Yes. And you know what? A lot of them are in this season.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. This is definitely the most horrific season, I think, when you look back at the moments. And since we're going to go through different things, you know, you'll see them as we go with this season.
I thought it was more asylum, but
no, but I'm just saying the gore factor.
Well, character-wise, Delphine is
but then Roanoke was rather gory too.
Character-wise, Delphine is the worst because of everything she does to her slaves and all the people. I mean, ugh.
Well, and the fact that we know it was a real person who did this, that makes it more horrific. So then we see where her daughters were plotting against her, and then she comes in the room and, you know, she acts like everything's fine. You assume she didn't hear them talking. But this is Delphine, Madame Delphine Lalaurie. She hears and sees everything in her home. And so later that night, she has the girls pulled out of bed and she throws them into cages. And the one is on what looks to be like the rack, like a stretching rack.
Yeah.
And medieval torture device. And she throws the like who she calls the ringleader, she throws in a cage. And
that's Juanita.
And then she has one of the daughter's legs as they're throwing her into the cage. She says if she won't get in, break her leg, and she won't get in. So they do. They just snap her leg,
snap it,
and pull her in. And then she bends down to the daughter, the ringleader in the cage, and she tells her, and I wrote it down exact because I wanted to quote this. She tells her daughter that on Christmas morning, she's giving her a special present. I'm going to stuff your conniving mouth full of shit. And we know that she is not speaking figuratively. She's being very literal, as we have seen what Delphine had already done. And the fact that she would do it, why wouldn't she do it to her own daughters? Well, now you see she would. So, then we get this is a semi WTF moment, but there wasn't a whole lot of moments in between these fillers. So I kind of went with this, where Fiona's at the hospital now, because now we go back to the hospital where Cordelia's at.
All right. Michael is now going to join us. So here we go.
Yay!
What the fuck?
There he is.
I missed it. I was missing it.
Yeah, we needed you here. It's like, damn it, we need.
I tried, but I couldn't do as good as you.
See, now I feel like I have to turn my camera because now everybody's going one way. I want to go that way too. There we go. Okay, so like I was saying, this one is more of a WTF moment. It's not as WTF as like Spalding and everything else, but Fiona's at the hospital after Cordelia's been doused with the acid and everything, and she's waiting there. And the doctor comes and tells her about Cordelia's condition and that she's blind and she's going to be permanently blind. Yeah. She flips out on the doctor at the hospital because he says that he couldn't save her eyes. And then they get security and everything, and the doctor goes, no, you know, let her be. She's having her moment. But I mean, this was like she
that one's
okay,
Michael.
So it wasn't an extremely over the top performance as if she died, and Cordelia as if she had died, and she was wailing, stumbling, crying, falling, like all these things. And she never acted as if she truly cared for Cordelia like this before. And I get having the turning points, and I get that we see that later, but which even still we don't fully see because we see the end. They're still at each other. But I thought that was kind of a WTF moment because, I mean, great acting by Jessica Lange, but at the same time, it reminded me, it was very reminiscent of the old pictures when they would act dramatic, and you just like looking at them now, you just know it wasn't natural, it wasn't real, it was way forced, and it was just like, oh darling, no. You know.
Yeah,
and it was weird because that wasn't Fiona's character up to this point. We hadn't seen her act like damsel in distress you know
Right.
what I mean? She's very fierce and strong and will fucking kill anybody she gets her hands on.
But it reminded me of how Constance might react.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Very much so. I agree.
Well,
with
Very
you.
dramatic, very Southern Belle dramatic.
And it was the same way when what's her name from Asylum, her character in Asylum found that guy on the floor.
Dude,
Same way she reacted.
Yeah. Oh, when she
German.
found the
When she was investigating the German, the
investigator.
Nazi stuff, and yeah, he was in the hotel.
Yeah. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? I told you.
Yeah.
And it becomes more and more
Yeah, she
apparent.
was all drugged out though too. You're right, Debbie. You saw her just popping pill after pill after pill.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Yeah.
And after that was after she got that news. She started stumbling through the hospital just popping pills and shit. And now that's the next moment we get to or no, not yet.
Not yet, because that
Not
moment
yet.
was my biggest WTF in all of this this particular episode.
We get that, but they stopped the hospital scene and we go now back
Right,
to the
back
other
to-
part. So we'll get there.
Back to Zoe.
Right. Because now we see Marie Laveau levitate. She's already, conjured these things and everything, and they're sitting in the yard. That's where they left us with it. Now we see Marie Laveau, those white eyes eyes closed, roll back in her head. She levitating, opens her eyes, you just see white. And then does she say go or something?
She said
God,
begin. She said begin or something like that.
Begin, something like that. And then all of a sudden they start moving. And now right before she had said that, while she was levitating, they show us the house and what's his name? Luke went out there to be the big guy for the girls and tell these idiots to go away and stop scaring, these poor girls and everything. And we see two teenage trick-or-treaters. I said trunk-or-treat. Trick-or-treaters that are like, oh man, cool costume. Like, that's totally
Great
awesome.
prosthetics, dude. How did you do that?
Right.
Your prosthetics are great.
And you're just like, oh God, he's going to die because those are the type of people in movies that always die first.
Yeah.
And that's when Marie Laveau says, begin, and her eyes, are open. And then they all start attacking. Now they're not still, they're not frozen anymore. They are now attacking. So they, those two teens, right in that moment, they get utterly annihilated by these zombies. And it was very gory. Like they just, tore them apart, tore out their intestines, started eating them, was just ripping and pulling limbs and just, it was crazy. It was crazy. And now this is where then right after that, we start to see the arc, and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to point it out because I'll get into the next one. But this is where we see Zoe, her right then and there, we see Zoe begin to really step up and start taking charge, because right before the zombies did attack, she's the one, saying, well, what do we do? Let's try this. Let's try that. She's like, you guys go upstairs. You guys get this. She's very much taking charge and being in charge throughout this whole scenario and incident.
Yeah, now she's playing the part of the badass.
And she's yelling at Spalding, and she said, go up to the attic. And Spalding comes down and goes, no, you can't go up to the attic.
Go up there.
Yeah,
So
because
she sends them all
she told
upstairs
everybody to go hide in the attic. Spalding's like, no.
Queenie is
She's
still
like, fine, find another room. Yeah, because Queenie's still hurt by being mauled by bastards.
So they send her and Madame Laurie up to the room, and then you see that Nan has run out to after Luke.
Yes.
And they're fighting off the zombies, and then they get into the car. But
this is when the zombies are attacking the academy, attacking all of them.
Right. And then Zoe runs out and gets them to run a.
Yeah, she goes out banging on like the pot and pan or whatever to get them so that they can get in, because Luke's hurt. So they're trying to get him and get those two inside. And then in the process, she realizes, oh shit, now they're going to come after me. So she just drops it and she takes off running and runs into what is like a shed.
A gardener shed.
It's
a
like
gardener shed.
a gardener shed. It's a really big shed. And they're banging on the door, banging, banging. And you just think it's this small little room until you finally see her, after she'd been there a while, start looking around, and you see her go down the hall. And now this is where we get our next moment, because then Zoe comes out of the garden shed with a chainsaw in hand, looking like a badass Ash. I'm telling you.
Michael.
It was very, very reminiscent of, Ash and the Evil Dead series and everything to me. I thought that was really cool, because you wouldn't expect somebody like her to do something like that, like go get the chainsaw. Like I could see her grabbing a weapon, but maybe not a chainsaw.
Oh, so they're okay. So they're losing audio. You guys, would you hear us now? Okay. Oh, but okay, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I love that moment because I was just like, "Whoa!"
Yes, and that's why it was very Evil Dead, because the whole scene. Because then, they're starting on trying to kill the zombies and stuff. Or now they're fighting back, and it was just so campy to me. It was so like campy horror from like 80s. To me, that's just what I got. All those vibes, the way she was doing it, the blood, the way it was flying everywhere, and just very campy.
Yeah,
so
very,
much
very
a
campy.
throwback.
I love it. Loved every minute of it. It's one of my favorite scenes.
Then we see Queenie slit her own throat to try and kill one of the zombies. Now, we've seen Queenie do things before to harm herself or to harm other people through harming herself. This is the first time we've seen her do something this like
gruesome.
Yeah, that was really gruesome.
Now she stabbed herself with a fork. She's done all this stuff, but she slit her own throat right then and there.
Yeah.
It's a zombie. What the fuck is that going to do? Cut your head all the way off, and then maybe it'll work. But then you're done for.
Yeah.
Does she grow a new head? Do you guys? What do you think?
No, it should be done.
She'd be done for, right?
I know she would.
But the silver bullet later doesn't kill her either. So
yeah,
she's still intact then. She's still healed. See, it's exactly like Wolverine.
Most people, creatures, entities, if they lose their head, they generally are done for.
Yeah.
So if anybody's ever attacking you, supernatural, whatever, go for the head.
Every time you see a zombie, or
go for the head.
Right. Okay, so I gotta hurry up. We're not even on 6 yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're back at the hospital now, and we see Cordelia laying in the hospital bed, and she opens up her eyes, which her whole face is just scarred all around her, especially her eyes. And she opens her eyes, and you just see that white, like cloudy, scarred tissue, everything. Yeah. Like you don't see an eye, and that to me, I thought was pretty damn creepy. Not so maybe horrific, maybe WTF. I think kind of maybe somewhere in the middle. And then she does that during a vision after she touches Hank, when Hank comes in the room, and that's when she knows that she doesn't know he killed old girl, which I don't know why she didn't get that information, but she knows that he slept with somebody else.
Yeah.
She pulled away, didn't she?
Yeah.
Before she got any more information.
Yeah, she pulled away quick. So maybe that's what it was, because it just wasn't enough.
Well, because basically Hank took her hand, and that woke her up. Because she started to see the vision.
Because she's never had this power before. So Hank wasn't aware, thinking that, I can't touch her. She's going to know my secrets. So.
Well, it scared her too.
Well, but now this is where we get to Fiona wandering through the hospital and stumbling around, taking a bunch of pills. And she walks into a lady's room who she hears screaming. She's in the hall. She hears this lady scream in her room. And so she walks into this lady's room, and you see the lady laying there in her bed, just sobbing uncontrollably. And there's a baby in the room, but the baby's stillborn. And this is why the woman's crying. She just gave birth, and the baby's stillborn. Fiona forces the woman to hold the dead baby, and proceeds to tell her, I didn't write all of it down, but she tells her to tell her like 4 or 5 different things, but she tells her
tell her
to
you love her, that you're never going to leave her, you're always going to be her mother, all the things she wants to tell Cordelia.
Exactly, because she says, tell her I love you more than the whole world.
And tell her I'll always be.
And then the WTF moment is that then the baby comes to life. all of a sudden the baby's like, and you
She
see, I
goes
love
to-
how they filmed it because you see the color come back into the baby's face. I know that was editing afterwards, but you know, I loved how they did
She
that.
bent
You
over
can
to
see
the
little
baby and just
pink-
kind of like did the
yeah,
like.
that breath of life thing.
Mhm.
Was this
Yeah.
meant to be a vision of hers or drug induced?
No, I think
No.
this is when you see her being vulnerable and being a
The-
real
yeah,
mom,
she-
and she's
because it's like, why
feeling really bad.
Caring
What's
about
American Horror
Cordelia.
Story and those freaking deserted, creepy haunted house
Hospitals
hallways
and
of a
Well, you know
stuff
what
like
hospital?
that.
happened
Yeah.
was
So bizarre.
right before it was empty, they said a code 2, and all of the
And you
nurses
saw a
and
bunch
doctors
of
went
people,
rushing to
you
another
saw
part of the
them run the other
hospital.
way.
And as
Just
she's
seems a
walking down the
different
hall,
tone,
there was
different
a
atmosphere.
patient that actually said something to her along the lines of, "It
She's
may
never
not
gonna.
have been you that threw the acid, but it might as well have been."
Yeah, so it was just like this very kind of creepy, and this poor woman was like drenched in blood, and she
Mhm.
was just like laying there, and it was them trying to show that she actually did have a compassionate side to her.
Right.
She
Yeah.
had nothing to gain. And you could tell she was being,
She
again, this is
finally,
when you see
I think
Constance, when
this
you
is
see
one of the first times we see Fiona do something for someone other than herself.
Exactly, Debbie. I can't fix my daughter, but I'll fix yours.
Yes.
But only after she made her promise to never leave her and be a good mother and always be with
And
her.
you notice though, she made her repeat it, and she was looking at her, and you could tell she wanted to hear this girl say it with conviction. She wanted to know she meant it.
Yes,
If she
she
was
made
going to
her
give her
say it
this
over and
life,
over again.
if she was going to give you this life, she wanted to know you were going to take care of it.
Exactly.
And that's because she knows she didn't do that with hers.
Exactly.
So then the
And
next
she
thing,
asked her if she was born and then died, or if she was stillborn. I don't know why that made a difference, but she asked her that.
Maybe it's part of the power.
yeah,
Part of the power thing.
Maybe so she
I
knew how to
wonder.
go about taking her back.
See, yeah, you're right though, because had it been the other way around, I could see she bring the baby back to life. That would be the thing. But maybe because the baby's already dead, but she's the supreme and she would have the power of resurgence.
Yeah, but I don't know if it
So
mattered whether
regardless.
the baby died after it was born or before, because she
Maybe
said
she just
how
wanted to know.
What was the
maybe
answer?
she said it was stillborn.
Stillborn.
She had to actually give birth to the dead baby, which makes you feel even worse,
Yeah.
knowing that you're giving birth to something that's gone already.
Basically,
That
end
she'll
up
never be able to have.
turn
But I
into,
think Debbie hit it right on the. I can't fix my daughter.
so
I'm going to fix yours.
Yeah. Okay, so then our next moment right after that. Oh,
deep
we
breath.
have Myrtle being burned at the stake for the first time.
Mhm.
And she was
Yeah.
framed.
She was totally framed.
Totally
Well,
fine.
we know that this, that we see. Well, we don't see it yet. We see it later, but yeah, we know.
And the music, I forgot about the first. You remember the music the second time with the red dress, but the music in this episode was, I was in the right place at the wrong time. It was like that really like from I was in the right place, and it must have been. She's in like she looks like a Salem witch. She's wearing the
white, which almost looks like it would have been what would have been their sleep robes at the time and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we so remember when she's in the red dress. But
and also, isn't this the first time we see the creepy albino boys?
No, because they
in the
picked up Toby to come in on the first episode.
Oh, that's right, on the first episode. That's right. Okay. Well, this is the second time we see them then.
Yeah.
You don't see them that often. You only see them a handful of times.
Once in a while. They pop in every so often.
I don't know where they keep these guys, but okay.
Same as a Kyle, I guess.
It's kind of like Kyle, I know.
So then after that, we have Spalding takes Madison's dead body out of a wooden trunk and rips her arm off.
Not he tries to take her because he wants her to have another tea party.
Yes.
Oh.
And at this point,
she's the Lysol all over the place.
Right. At this point, she's been in there for a little while, so she's ripe and she's stiffening and she's.
Yeah.
I bet that smelled horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so then our horrific moment was we see Myrtle's charred dead body as Misty approaches her, and then all of a sudden we see Myrtle's eyes shoot wide open and just a big old charred face and everything.
Yep.
And that's how they end the episode.
And you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
because you know that's why she's there.
Right.
Right,
Right. Well,
because
because we already know she can do it.
Yep.
We've seen it already. So
Yeah.
then we get to episode 6, which is titled The Axeman Coming. Bum bum bum.
Now, Fallon is there. Hi, Fallon.
Hi, Fallon.
Oh, who's Katie?
Hi, Katie. Katie's here too.
All
Oh,
right, bring it on.
she is.
Awesome. Come
here?
on in, guys.
Oh, hey, Katie.
Everybody come and join the party.
So we were just getting ready to start episode 6, which is titled The Axeman Coming.
With the
Of
what the
Coven.
fuck moments.
Mhm.
We are doing the most horrific WTF moments of episodes 4, 5, and 6, and we are on 6 now.
We're going long.
And you guys, if we get one,
We're gonna have to.
we're missing
but
one, and
there's
if
not
you
that
wanna
many.
kill
There's
it,
not that many in 6.
if we're missing
If
one,
you guys
let us
don't
know.
get me sidetracked. So we open in 1919, and we see the Axeman.
Here we go.
We see him. We see his story and everything. What is she? Wait, I gotta read this. I saw Misty. When Misty has
Mhm.
Myrtle in her swamp mud, there's a bunch of rocks in it. We don't have rocks. It's all swampland. That's why anything you build here, you have to drive giant buildings first. That is cool to know. They probably just did it for effect and filler,
You're
I'm
an
sure, because they
effect.
wanted it to make like a whole body.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the mud wouldn't stay. Maybe it was sliding or something that day. That's cool. Thank you, Debbie, my little trivia friends.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we meet the Axeman. We see his introduction, but then we get the Axeman writes a letter to the local paper, and they publish it. And he talks about killing anyone who does not have jazz playing on the night that he's going to go out and kill people. And
Tuesday night.
Which is a Tuesday night. Yeah.
Which was
Tuesday night.
a Tuesday night. So we get that. So that's kind of just WTF more because it sets up the Axeman and I wanted to mention it because the whole episode's called The Axeman Cometh. So after that, we have the witches communicating with the Axeman because Zoe decides to pull out the Ouija board. Queenie's against it, doesn't want to do it, but yet she still sits down and does it with her, knowing that they are all powerful witches. Let's play with a spirit board when we're kids and don't know what we're doing.
Of course. Yes.
Right, but first you see the witches kill him.
Yes.
So you know who's there.
Danny Houston's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love Queenie in this scene. She's
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's my Juju. Mm-mm.
And then it was very Michael. So then we have the witches. This is now when the girls go and they find Madison's dead body in Spaulding's room, and they hold him hostage for answers. Now, one of the things they do is they burn him with a hot spatula, and then Queenie takes the hot spatula and burns herself to burn him, and just holds it there and just laughs at him. It's always like, that's enough.
And you notice she calls him
okay,
riffraff.
and she just laughs.
She said, "Hey, riffraff."
Riffraff.
Yeah, riffraff.
Riffraff.
What the hell does she know about the word riffraff?
Well, it's from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He looks like
Yeah, he looks
riffraff,
like him.
where he's a butler with his hair.
I know, I get that, but I'm saying generation-wise. I mean, I know everybody. It's a cult thing, but I just wouldn't think, and her character, the way she is, I wouldn't have thought that she would have.
She did. She totally referenced it. Someone wrote it in.
It was cool. It was a really cool reference because, again, now we're throwing in one more thing that's another cult classic, just like we were doing sprinkling with the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see Misty in the cabin with Kyle, and Kyle completely flips out on Misty in the cabin while he's naked taking a bath. Now, we know why he flips out, because it's a PTSD type of thing, and he knows this isn't his body, he's not in himself, but we know it's because of what his mother had done to him.
Yeah.
Whereas Misty doesn't know that. She's actually innocently trying to help him, and he just completely destroys her cabin. Nice shot of Evan's butt yet again. And just destroys the whole place, though. I mean, and then what does he go and do? He throws her music box down. Not music box, a radio, but I was calling it a music box. But he slams it onto the ground, and she just right then, you could see it. She's a very like calm and loving and understanding person. And right then and there, she's like, I don't want shit to do with you. You get the fuck out of my house. You're lucky I'm not fucking killing you right now.
She broke Stevie, is what she
said.
He broke Stevie.
That's what she told Zoe.
Yeah.
It was very sad. It was very sad. So then after that, we get the zombie-looking Madison laying there, and Misty does her resurgent spell on Madison because Zoe now has come to Misty's cabin right after Kyle flipped out. It's like, why couldn't you have been there a few minutes before? But okay. But she gets there right after he flipped out, calms Kyle down because he's like a lost little puppy flocking to Zoe all the time. And then she's like, you take him, get him out of here, because she's still mad. But then that's when she tells her, I need your help. And she takes her to see Madison. And we see Madison lying on the slab. And the WTF moment is we know she's going to bring her. Well, we're assuming she's going to bring her back to life because that's why she went and got Misty. That's her power. We know she, doesn't want Madison dead. But the creepy moment is that when she suddenly, like, she's back like this and she just sits up and just opens her eyes. And, then what's the iconic line she says as soon as she opens her eyes?
I need a cigarette.
I need a cigarette.
I need a cigarette. Hey, I've been dead for a while. I'm decrepit. What's wrong with me? Look at me, but I need a cigarette. So now the WTF moment right after that is that we see Marie leaving her shop, locking up for the night. And then all of a sudden we see someone walking towards her rather quickly. And then once it is in focus, you see it's Hank. And we're like, what the fuck? And we're like, okay, maybe, he's going to talk to her about the spell that, Cordelia wanted for the baby or whatever because she's been injured or something.
Yeah.
But then we see them talking. And now we realize that Hank is with Marie plotting something. And we find out that Hank's a witch hunter and that he's out to kill the witches.
Yep.
And then, and that's why I'm saying there's a lot of talk and backstory throughout. That's why there wasn't a lot in episode 6, because then we have the last moment of the episode is when the Axeman attacks Cordelia. When she's half naked and blind, she's home now, and she's half naked and blind, and the Axeman shows up because Zoe had promised to release him from the spirit board and from the house. And then if he told her where Madison's body was, which he did, and Zoe just never planned on, letting him free. Why would you? Well, he's coming for revenge now. He's very angry. So he's kind of holding Cordelia hostage in the bedroom. You got to figure she's naked. She's vulnerable there, but she's blind and she's vulnerable there. And she's just running around her room, stumbling and running into things, which you only have like 4 pieces of furniture. It's been there. You know where it's at, woman.
Yeah, but anyway, she's freaking. You feel bad.
You do. You really do. Because he does. He taunts her because he doesn't want to kill her. And he keeps swinging the axe at her and he's right by her head and everything.
He's doing it to draw the others out.
Exactly. And he tells her that. He says, call your other witches. And she says, no, I won't. But yeah, she keeps screaming and knowing they're going to come. But then Zoe realizes what it is. And she goes and gets the spell book, says the spell, and releases. And once again, Zoe's taking charge because she's like, okay, I know what to do. She knows what to do. She goes to the bookshelf. She just kind of waves her hand over it and knows exactly which book to pick. It opens to exactly the right spell. She does the spell. She gets rid of him. So just, again, Zoe, showing that she's growing. She's very much growing. But then we see the Axeman released and he walks out of the house. And where he goes down the road to a near bar, sits at the counter where we see he then is sitting next to Fiona at the bar and offers to buy her a drink. And that is how the episode ends.
Now, before we go,
I totally agree with
my favorite line of the whole, when they're looking for Madison and Queenie is in bed and the council goes up to Queenie and says, do you know where Madison is? Madison. And she said, look, if Madison is dead, it's because she offered to give the Grim Reaper a handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don, put a
All right.
Katie stomach there.
Do any of you guys have anything left to add to that before I wrap it up?
This Katie makes a good point. This is the problem with
Just
Coven.
kidding. Yeah.
Is there so many little storylines are introduced left and right all throughout the season that just make it feel
Yes,
just.
I agree completely. Yeah, I really didn't give a damn about the whole Hank story. I mean,
No.
they could have just made it like he was betraying his wife in some way, but then they made it all elaborate with the witch hunter council and everything else, and it's like, why?
Infertility.
Well,
And
it was to
all
set
that
up
stuff.
the
Yeah.
it was to set up the end when she became a
Well,
lion
the
in the
fertility,
lions.
right? The fertility thing I get because that was, like you said, to set up the fact that she was the supreme because she was now able to have a baby because now she's radiant health. But is there any more comments recent ones that I haven't seen?
Let's see here. So
I just want to
Katie,
I want to catch up with everybody before I wrap up.
let's see. He wrecks Stevie, then the swamp, and then I like the scene where Fiona has a heart too, and the albino guys, and happy to see the albino guys in Apocalypse, and
Yeah.
let's see.
You saw more of them in Apocalypse than you did in Coven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did. No, actually, you didn't.
Yeah, because they drove them every time they went to a meeting.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And they went to the boys' school and everything. They drove them every time.
And there was a lot of takeaway lines in Coven. Yeah, there was a lot of great one-liners in Coven.
Yeah.
From everybody.
Which we will get for you guys soon because we will have those we will have that coming up. So but I mean, is there anything you guys want to add?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay. Well, then you guys basically let me move my camera here. To sum it up, we brought you the most horrific WTF moments of AHS Coven episodes 4, 5, and 6. We want to thank all of you guys for joining us and delving into the chaos that is American Horror Story with us. Oh, we'll do that right after this then. And then we have a question of the week for you guys, I'm sorry, question of the episode for you guys for our stream. Question of the stream. What was your most horrific WTF, your favorite one throughout episodes 4, 5, and 6 from Coven? We want to know what was the most horrific WTF moment that you guys had or you guys thought was the best one. And we would love for you guys to share also later your favorite moment with us in the comments below the video, because we read all of our comments and we may just read yours out loud next time on our stream. That's it.
So the one of the day go along with Coven. Yeah, is remember I showed you guys Hermione's wand that you guys all loved with the vines on it?
Yeah.
She loses that wand towards the end.
I can't imagine why.
And the wand that she uses for the rest of the time is Bellatrix Lestrange's wand, the real crooked one, the black one.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what Hermione used for the entire rest of the show. This is Bellatrix's replacement wand that she used throughout the end. So this is the wand that Bellatrix was killed with.
I like that. It's a darker wand too. The wood is darker.
Yeah.
Yes, black. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is black? I thought it was like a dark brown, but it is like black.
It's like almost like a dark olive color. The handle. And then the wand is black.
Oh, Katie wants to know. Has a question for you, Michael.
Ravenclaw. Proud Ravenclaw. True Ravenclaw.
All right. The houses for us officially are: I am a Ravenclaw. Michael is a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Melinda's Gryffindor.
It's a Gryffindor, and then Diana is a Slytherin.
So we're almost all of them. But Dawn is like a cusp. So she's slight Hufflepuff. So we're kind of there.
Ooh, Ravenclaw.
Because you guys, y'all notice Kyle's frat shirt with the Greek letters Alpha, Kappa, Alpha, Gamma. It looks like it spells Chi.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I
Oh
didn't.
my
Oh,
God.
here, that's a good one for you. You're a Debbie's a Raven.
Debbie!
Debbie's
Oh
a
my
Raven.
God. Debbie, just wait till we start Theory Thursdays. Just for us. I'm telling you, girl. Theory Thursdays. Coming soon.
David, and then she says she's a Raven Puff.
Raven Puff.
Oh, see?
Yeah, Don, another
Like
Raven
Dawn.
Puff in the house.
That's me too, technically.
See, look at you guys. So
Okay,
cute.
Debbie's a Hufflepuff.
I'm
Oh,
just
wait.
tried and
Oh,
true
Hufflepuff.
Gryffindor, all the way blue blood through.
Hufflepuff. I'm true
I'm
blue
Slytherin.
gold all the way. Blue and gold. Blue, copper, really. So,
All right, guys. Well, we will see
Tomorrow-
you guys back here tomorrow.
tomorrow, did we decide tomorrow is in a talkback announcement show, correct? Is that what we
Yes,
decided?
Wednesday. Yes,
So tomorrow we
Wednesday.
got-
We will be back Thursday to start episode. We are going to do them in blocks. So Thursday we will be back to start 7, 8, and 9 with you guys for that show. And we're gonna do horrific WTF moments for 7, 8, and 9. And we'll do that on Thursday. Wednesday, like Mike said, we have more announcements coming for you guys.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of things that in the works, and so we're really excited about. And we want to share it with you guys. So we're gonna make all those announcements tomorrow for you guys. And then Friday, we will be finishing up Coven by doing it because we're gonna do 4 on Friday. So we'll do 10, 11, 12, and 13 because it has 13. So just to finish it up,
might go a
finish
little
it up on
longer.
Friday.
So yeah, just so you guys know, it might go a little bit longer because we're covering 4 episodes.
That way
Yeah.
we can start Freak Show on Monday.
Yeah, Friday might be a little bit
Michael's gonna be
longer, and then oh, backwards. Then we get to make this guy happy. Who? This guy. This guy. And who else? This gal. This gal. Love me some freaks.
Yeah, well, I like Freak Show too.
I'm surrounded by them. Trust me.
We could do a Freaks watch along, the movie Freaks.
We could do a watch party on Facebook on our group.
Yeah, with Freaks.
Hmm.
So that is our plan.
Well, thank you for being here. We love you all, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Everybody have a great day. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We're out.
No, we're not.
Still here.